I am thrilled to be here, and I just wanted to extend a very personal thank you to the Prosperity Now staff and board and to all of our sponsors for making it possible for us all to be here and to share such great ideas. I wanted to just say that I was really inspired by the work that Nisha, Russell, and Josh have been doing, and I wanted to make sure that we give them an additional round of applause before Rajneesh and I start. So one of the interesting things about the work that we've been hearing about throughout the conference is this connection between economic mobility and financial security. And I think it's pretty safe to say that in a country that is as wealthy as the US, it is really shameful that so many people do not have the opportunity to experience both financial security and economic mobility. And the work that all of us do is really helping to move the needle, but we also need others to row with us. And one of the great opportunities that we have, and we're going to be talking about today, is how do our corporate brethren also help us move the needle? How do they really contribute to economic mobility? How do they do that through partnerships? How do they measure the impact of their work? And in the end, how do they take their experience, particularly global experience, and utilize it here to inform the efforts and partnerships that they pursue here? So let me start by just introducing Rajneesh Gupta. He's the VP of Business Development and Strategic Partnerships Unit at Intuit, which is a great partner. And I wanted to ask you, before we really get started to talk about Intuit, is there any way in which you can share with us here the ways in which financial security and economic mobility might have touched you personally?
Yeah, thanks, Camille. First of all, let me start by thanking Nisha, Russell, and all the organizations that are assembled here for your excitement and the excellent work you are doing on economic mobility. My personal reflection, so I grew up in a family of small business owners. Both my father and my mother never went to college. And early on in life, my father was just starting off with his business, and he was kind of a struggling, upcoming business owner. And firsthand, our family had the experience of what it feels like to have financial hardships, not to have enough to spend on education, on everything else that one would like to enjoy. And then he was very lucky, our family was lucky over a period of time. He got the opportunities that many other small business owners at that time did not get. And he was able to do very well for himself. So later on, as we grew up, we were also able to experience the joys and the happiness that comes with having financial flexibility, and we were able to do things we were not able to do previously. When my father was struggling with his business, he used to always say that, you know, it's really hard to make money, because to make money, you need to have money. And that really underscored the cycle of poverty that it creates. To make money, you need to have money. If you don't have money, it's hard to make money, because nobody would lend you money and people won't believe in you, and you have no way to grow your business. He was lucky, obviously, that he was able to get out of that. But when I saw him and heard him say that, I always used to think, there has to be a way to get out of this. And it's a little bit of a personal mission for me to do whatever I can to change that cycle.
Thank you for sharing that with us. I really appreciate it. So Intuit has been really at the forefront of focusing on financial security. Can you tell us a little bit about why you are so passionate about this area, and in particular, working in partnerships, and how that has affected both your outlook and Intuit's outlook strategically?
Yeah. We like to think of Intuit as a 35-year-old startup. We are a mission-driven company. Our company was founded by our founder, Scott Cook, literally when he saw his wife, Signe, struggle to balance a checkbook on their kitchen table. He saw her doing that, and he thought there has to be a better way. And he founded our first product of our company, which was Quicken, that helped customers manage their financials better. And since then, 8,000 employees now of our company really get up every day to fulfill and get excited about the mission that we have defined for our company. The mission is to power prosperity around the globe. And even though we are very much, we have a lot of faith in our capabilities, we know we cannot do this alone. So we have to do with partners, corporate partners, not-for-profits, governments, and we are really focused on coming together with our strategic partners to power prosperity around the globe.
So I understand that as you've pursued those partnerships over time, they have evolved. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the partnerships have evolved, and what has evolved more importantly is our approach. So the mission that I shared with you guys, powering prosperity around the globe, this was a mission we came up with about 2 years back. So over 35 years, our mission has evolved. And a couple of years back, when we came out with this new mission of powering prosperity around the globe, it got us all excited. And it was very clear we need to do it with partners. That caused us to start looking at how we work with partners. And as a little bit of self-reflection that I'll share with you, we were a little embarrassed with how we were working with partners. And it was unintentional, but we were being very transactional and somewhat selfish in our relationships with our partners. And we said that has to change. And our CEO formed a new group called Strategic Partners Group, which I am a part of, which was given the charter to really make our partnerships more strategic in nature. And to put our money where our mouth is, we came out with several principles. One of the principles we came out with was that in anything we do, we want to share 51% of the value of the partnership with our partners. It's not a mathematical calculation, but it's just our way of saying that we want to take a very partnership-oriented approach towards everything we do with our strategic partners.
Excellent. Can you give us some examples of these partnerships?
Yeah, sure. Most of my work personally is in the financial institution space. So let me share a couple of examples from financial institutions. And small businesses are close to home for us. One of the problems small businesses have is 70% of them get declined when they apply for a loan. This rate is much, much higher for small businesses owned by people of color, Hispanics, etc. So we are doing partnerships across the globe, actually, with several financial institutions to leverage the power of small business owners' data that they have in our products, QuickBooks, TurboTax, Mint, to be able to make better underwriting decisions and create better loan opportunities for small business owners.
Have you, as you've been through those partnerships with financial institutions, have you had any surprises?
Have we had any surprises? Great question. What I'm surprised by is how our missions are very, very aligned. So, talking to financial institutions across the globe, in some form or fashion, most financial institutions are focused on powering prosperity around the globe. And they may use different words, but our missions are very, very aligned. And that has been a very pleasant surprise. And that's what has made it so exciting and easy to work with financial institutions.
That's fantastic. That's really good to know. So we want to know what's next in the journey.
What's next? We're just getting started.